Well, Arsenal's 10-game unbeaten record is over. Liverpool were fantastic in this one, Janusz, Michallik. A 4-0 win for the Reds, and at times they were absolutely scintillating. And I suppose it shouldn't be any surprise, because when Arsenal play Liverpool at Anfield in the last 6 games, Liverpool scored 22. Arsenal has only scored 4. How good were Liverpool?
Absolutely incredible, but it didn't look that way to begin with, right? Normally, when you look at Anfield, look, there are two teams, the one in Liverpool, that have had a wobble as of late, right? I mean, if you look at the momentum they had at Old Trafford, winning 5-0 there, winning in Anfield against Brighton 2-0, that was 2-2, losing to West Ham. They had a point to prove, right? To catch up with Chelsea and Manchester City, who have been playing extremely well. Arsenal, of course, that was a test for them as well. I think, 10 unbeaten, 8 wins in all competitions, of course, and they were just 2 points below Liverpool. So they needed that test. They didn't pass it. But if you watch Liverpool today, normally in the first 10, 15 minutes, it's high octane, isn't it? I mean, just an incredible press that usually forces team into mistakes. And I thought that wasn't there for Liverpool. Arsenal took a sting out of him. And I'm telling you, if it wasn't for that spot between Jurgen, Klopp, and Arteta, in fact, I think jump-started this whole thing. And when I say that, the jump-started the crowd, Liverpool, and everybody involved. Because if you remember, right after that, there were 2 incredible chances. I think Mo Salah was one of them, and then Trent. And of course, the story about, Aaron Ramsdale, who was stopping everybody everywhere just about. You look at it, he conceded 4 goals and stopped another 5 or 6 of the highest quality. So in the end, it was your usual Liverpool. But when you think about how many players they were missing, it is better than good performance.
The front 3 of Jota, of Mane, and of Salah, they all scored, or a front 3 of Mane, Salah, and Firmino. Which one do you prefer?
Well, as I said, I think, with Firmino, and we've seen him when he came back, right, for a couple of games there, how important he is to that press. In this particular game, I think he would have been extremely important, because I think Liverpool would have scored early. He leads that press. So is Jordan Henderson, who was also on the bench as well. I mean, not just experience, but they know how to bring everybody else. So they're much, much different. You'd like to have them both, but Jota today, outstanding, arguably the best maybe on the pitch as well. Ox played extremely well too. So look, I mean, today it's hard to say that Firmino was missed because of Jota and the way he was playing. The goal that he scored after the mistake from Nuno Tavares was tremendous. Ben White went down, so did Ramsdale as well. So in the end, looked better than I thought it would, given the timid start from Liverpool, I would say, by their standards.
Yeah, that's a good point, because it took until 39 minutes for Sadio Mane to open the scoring. But then in the second half, at times, Liverpool were like a runaway train. How close do you think they were to some of the scintillating stuff we've seen from them when they've just blown teams away?
Well, they were very close, but again, I didn't see that coming. I have to tell you, because if you look at Harvey Elliott, Firmino, Curtis Jones, Naby Keita, I have to read it because there's so many. James Milner, Andy Robertson, not just the entire midfield. Joe Gomez. I mean, you look at that midfield, it's quite different. But the front 3 changed things. The back 4 was quite good. I can tell you that quietly, I think Tsimikas may be better than Andy Robertson this season. And I know you probably don't like that. Well, because Andy Robertson has not played all that well. This is not the Andy Robertson from.
He's a good backup, but he's someone that can push Robertson to get better, because they know this quality.
I tell you this, he's pushing him. Not to say that we're not going to see, but this is not fair. Andy Robertson from a couple of seasons ago. I can tell you that much. And Tsimikas, every time he comes in, he more than plays the part. But I'm not looking for an argument here who's better or not. I'm just giving you an example that Tsimikas has been very, very good in the absence of Robertson at times.
Well, we spoke earlier when we were talking about Chelsea's win and how good they looked at Leicester and the strength and depth that they have. Liverpool have got that strength and depth. Manchester City have got that strength and depth. Can we group, I know we've spoken about this before, but can we group these 3 teams together and say they are a fair distance ahead of everybody else in the Premier League?
I think we can. We've been saying that Chelsea are probably at the top for a reason, because I think, they don't lose points easily, right? I've talked about Liverpool losing points to Brighton. Those points are for the 2 points are big, right? West Ham are informed, but you still don't do that. Chelsea just grind out results, even if they're not at their best. Liverpool, I worried about this game, so that's done because it was easy win. If you look at Liverpool, festive season is going to be important. One worry is that we're getting signals that they're not going to buy. And let's not forget, Liverpool will lose Mo Salah and Sadio Mane to African Cup of Nations. I don't know how do we replace those two. As I've pointed out, that midfield missing so many players, you can tell the front three, the goalkeeper, and the back four can bail him out. Without Mo Salah and Sadio Mane, that's going to be much more difficult. I just don't see the replacements, really. Even if Jota plays and Firmino, it's just going to be difficult.
Well, that's something Liverpool can worry about in a month or two's time. For now, they were missing a few. They still scored 4, and it could have been a lot more against Arsenal.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.